Huddle around the campfire and prepare yourself for a spine-tingling tale of suspense and terror. Cover the ears of the sensitive. Embrace yourselves. I'm going to take you to 1982, South Texas. I was only 4 years old. My infant brother and I are left in the care of my grandmother while my parents go out on a date. They come back later that evening and hear my grandmother telling a story coming from the living room. How nice, they must have thought. So they sneak in so they don't disturb the story. I'm sitting wide-eyed on the floor, and baby brother Marcos is in my grandmother's lap. It's a scene of perfect familial serenity. We're getting to the end. Grandma describes in gory detail the exploits of an axe-wielding murderer. He swings his weapon, decapitating his victim. The head goes flying into the air, which fills and turns red with a geyser of blood. My parents are less than thrilled. This is the earliest foray for me with scary storytelling. It becomes a bit of a family tradition. My Aunt Norma lived in a terrifying house up on stilts, and it would sway in the air as we watched Evil Dead or Nightmare on Elm Street or any crazy things. As a little kid, I saw Ray Harryhausen's Clash of the Titans, and it was a revelation. Monsters, witches, scary things have been in stories for thousands of years. I was fascinated and wanted to know more about why it was so prevalent. So I absorbed Gothic poetry, Victorian literature, classical myth, pulp comic books. My parents thought I was a super smart kid, but I just wanted to know more about monsters and scary things. So this passion, it just drove me to learn about all kinds of stories from all kinds of places around the world. And I learned that we have more in common than we do not. For example, like the vampire, you can find elements of that in the Southeast Asian Penanggalan, or the African Asan-Basam, or the Arabic Al-Ghul. But these similarities of frightening things like La Pisadera in Brazil, or Japan's Yurei, or England's Woman in Black, they're all just symbols of an emotion called fear. It's very old, very strong, but we all share it in our DNA. In college, I wrote about the thread that horror follows in human storytelling through history, from cave paintings to vengeful gods to morality plays to pulp, and finally these horror movies as we know them. My other major, by the way, early childhood education. True story. So I'm less interested in finding movies that scare me, frankly. They don't really scare me. I'm more interested in finding out how a filmmaker expresses what scares him or her. That's what drives me to it. It's an intensely personal emotion. There's something about horror that makes horror fans want to know about their roots. They seem to be the first to immediately go to movies that are silent, black and white, foreign. Or it's an access point for, say, a straight white guy to go to an LGBT film festival or a Latino film festival. This is kind of a paradoxical, unifying quality of this genre that people think is antisocial. It's a very stigmatized genre. People think it's porn for lunatics, which can be kind of isolating. But the thing about a love like this is you want to share it with other like-minded people. And that can be difficult. It can be isolating. In 2009, I moved to San Diego, friendless in a new city. And part of finding new friends is finding a celebration, an event that celebrates the genre. And there are tons in LA, but to my surprise, nothing in San Diego. How could this be? Where were the horror lovers in California's third largest city? So despite a full-time and stressful job in education that I continue to love, I decided that if I wanted this to happen, I would just have to make it happen myself. And if you've ever made an event like this, you know it's an insane endeavor. So I cribbed a line from Shakespeare's Macbeth, one of my favorite horror tales, and decided to bring a horror film festival to San Diego. In November 2010, the first annual Horrible Imaginings Film Festival opened its doors in East Village. So, sometimes I'll hear that horror is no good because there's so much horror already in the world, which to me is akin to saying comedy is no good because there's too much funny in the world. Art is a means with which we understand and deal with reality. So for me, it's critical just because there's real-life horror. I say this because for some of it's a need. And it's a way for people of different backgrounds to find common ground because we all get scared. There's something to take solace in with sharing your vulnerabilities with others. People in the audience say thank you because for us, it's more than entertainment. It's therapy. It's a way to exorcise our demons. It's a way to express our fears. And bringing people together through terror, that is my passion. Thank you.